Hello students and learners, welcome to the Brainbox tutorials. I am your teacher Priyanka and today we will solve section B of specimen question paper of biology for I.C.S.E. class 10 2023 exams. So let us start with section B, question number 3. Question number 3 part 1 is define guttation. Guttation is loss of water droplets from the tips of the leaves through hydatodes. Part 2 is give one difference between lenticels and stomata. So lenticels, they are openings in the barks of old stems. And what is stomata? So stomata is minute openings in the epidermis of leaves and green stems. Now part 3 is what is parthenocarpy? Give an example. So parthenocarpy, it is the production of, or you can also write development of, so production of fruit without fertilization. And for example, you can write banana. Now part 4 is state Mendel's law of segregation. So Mendel's law of segregation states that two members of a pair of factors separate during the formation of gametes. Now part 5 is study the diagram given below and answer the questions that follow. Part A is name process being studied in the above experiment. So the process being studied is transpiration. Part B is what will you observe with regard to the level of water when this setup is placed in bright sunlight. So when the setup is placed in bright sunlight, we will see that the level of water will fall down. That means it will become less. Part C is mention one adaptation found in plants to overcome the process mentioned in 1. That means what is the adaptation used by plants to overcome transpiration? So there are many, but here it is written only one, so we can write shrunken stomata. Otherwise, you could have written fewer stomata. Then narrow leaves. There are many, so you can use any one of them. Question number 4, part 1. Expand the abbreviation ATP. This is very easy. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Question number 4, part 2 is name any 2 nitrogenous bases. So there are 4 nitrogenous bases. You can name any 2 of them. So one is adenine. Second one is guanine. And you can also use cytosine or thymine. So any 2 from these 4 you can use. Now part 3 asks addition of salt to pickles prevent the growth of bacteria. Explain by giving 2 suitable reasons. So 2 suitable reasons we will have to provide. So one is hypertonic solution of salt causes plasmolysis of bacteria. And part 2 you will write that bacteria gets killed because of exoosmosis. Now part 4 is mention 2 adaptations in leaves to perform photosynthesis. Now again there are many adaptations, but we will have to mention any 2. So we will write one is large surface area and second one will be numerous stomata. So with that they could have more gaseous exchange. Now number 5, given below is a diagram representing a stage during the mitotic cell division, that is mitosis. Answer the following questions. Okay, part A is identify the stage. So this stage is prophase. We can easily identify it because we can see the centrioles moving to the poles. Then the nuclear membrane and nucleolus have disappeared. Spindle fibers have started forming. Chromosomes have become distinct. There are many reasons you can write. So here it is written only one reason. Give a suitable reason. So we will write centrioles are moving apart and reach opposite poles. Now next part C is name the stage that follows the one shown in the diagram, that is after prophase. So after prophase will be metaphase. Question number 5, part 1 is define excretion. So excretion, what is excretion? Excretion is the removal of chemical wastes. Now chemical wastes, you can also write in bracket that they are nitrogenous wastes from the body. Now part 2 is what is the significance of hepatic portal vein? That it brings the food absorbed by the stomach and intestine to the liver to regulate the quantity of nutrients flowing in the blood. This is about nutrients, and it also absorbs the poisons through the blood. So that also you are going to write that it also absorbs certain poisons. So these will be the main significance of hepatic portal vein. Part 3 is state 2 functions of vitreous humor. So first function of vitreous humor is that it helps in keeping the shape of the eyeball. And number 2 is it protects the retina and its nerve endings. Now part 4 is which gland secretes glucagon. So glucagon is secreted by pancreas. You can also write that which part of pancreas, so that will be the alpha cells. So that will be a proper precise answer. Next part of this 4th number question is what is its effect on blood sugar level. So you will write that it raises sugar level in the blood by stimulating the breakdown of glycogen in liver to glucose. Now 5th part is draw a neat labeled diagram to show the internal structure of human kidney. So you can make this diagram with these proper labelings. Now moving on to question number 6, part 1, define gene. So what is a gene? Genes are specific sequences of nucleotides in chromosome that carries one character from parent to the offspring. 6th part 2 is differentiate between cell wall and cell membrane with reference to permeability. So with reference to permeability, we can differentiate them. Cell wall is, we know that is fully permeable, and cell membrane is semi-permeable. So this is a very simple difference between the two, and it carries 2 marks. Now 6 part 3 is state the function of medulla oblongata with a suitable example. So what does medulla oblongata do? It controls the activities of internal organs and involuntary actions. Now for example, because it is written with a suitable example, so only one example you are going to mention, and that could be beating of heart. This is one example, otherwise beating of heart is there, then peristaltic movement of the alimentary canal is there, breathing is there, movement of breathing is there. Now question number 6 part 4 क्या है? Color blindness is generally seen in males. Explain. So you will write that it is a X-linked. X-linked means it is linked to X chromosome. So it is X-linked recessive disease, and then you can explain also that is this defect is due to recessive genes which occur on X chromosome. Now coming to part 5, study the diagram given below and answer the questions that follow. This is the diagram of the inner ear. Now part A में लिखा हुआ है identify the structure. So ये जो A level किया हुआ है, this is semicircular canal. Okay, so this we come to know very easily. Now next one is part B, in which part of the ear is it located. So अभी मैंने बोला कि ये inner ear में है, so this is also very easy. And part C है what is the function of the part marked A, मतलब semicircular canal का function क्या है, तो that is dynamic balance. Now coming to question number 7 part 1, explain accommodation of eye. So accommodation of eye is the process of focusing the eye to see objects at different distances. This is the proper definition of accommodation of eye. Now coming to part 2, give 2 reasons for a sharp rise in world human population. So for 2 reasons, first reason will be increased agricultural production. Second one will be sharply falling death rate due to better public health. You can also write this point that vaccines are available for fatal diseases and also spread of education. So any 2 of them you could be written, but better it will be to write 1 and 2, or 2 or 3 are also good. Now 7 part 3 is mention 2 functions of amniotic fluid. So first function will be that it protects the embryo from physical damage by jerks or mechanical shocks. And second one will be that it allows the fetus some restricted movement. Now 7 part 4 is what is the difference between phenotype and genotype. So for phenotype you are going to write that it is the physical expression of any character of an organism. And for genotype, we are going to write that it is the genetic constitution of an organism with regard to one or more character. Now 7.5 is draw neat labeled diagrams showing the cross sections of an artery and a vein, and this is for 3 marks. So you can draw these diagrams and you will label like this. Now question number 8, part 1 is define pollution. So you will write that pollution is the addition of any such constituent to air, water or land which deteriorates the natural quality of the environment. Now part 2 is plants droop on a hot day even though the soil is well watered. Explain. So for that you are going to write because the rate of transpiration is more than the rate of absorption at that time of the day. Now 8 part 3 is differentiate between menarche and menopause. So now menarche will be the onset of menstruation in a young female, and menopause will be, it is the permanent stoppage of menstruation at about the age of 45 years, or you can also write 45 to 50 years. Now part 4, state 2 harmful effects of acid rain. So first harmful effect will be damage to vegetation by pollution of soil, and second will be decay of building material and paints. You can also write that erosion of ancient monuments, statues, etc. Now coming to part 5, the diagram given below shows a type of tropism. Answer the questions that follows. Number A is name the type of tropism. So this is chemotropism. So you will define that chemotropism is the phenomenon of growth of plant organs in response to chemicals. Now part C is give an example of a stimulant that helps in growth of the part marked A. That is, A is marked, that is pollen grain. So one stimulant that helps in the growth of pollen grain. So the stimulant will be sugars and peptones secreted by neck canal cells of female gametophyte. So here we have completed the specimen question paper of biology. We have completed section B. Section A was already done in the last video. If you haven't checked that video, check it out. I am giving the link here. I will come up with the solution of next paper very soon. Till then, keep practicing, keep studying hard. If you liked this video, liked my explanation, then please share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe the channel, like this video and comment on this video too. Bye bye. Jai Hind.